We'll do a little bit of Purim now, this week and next week. Oh, I did send you.
Okay. I'm here. No?
Just now.
That's really now.
Thank you. I know that later before you can make it feel better. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to first see a Gemara in Megillah. The Gemara in Megillah, Avdallah and Aleph says, Amr B'Shur B'Levi, Chayiv Adam Likas Sam Megillah B'Layla, V'Lashanoisa B'Yer. A person has to read the Megillah at night, V'Lashanoisa B'Yoyim. And the Gemara understands it means, L'Shanoisa means to learn Masechtas Megillah by day. That's the first part of the Gemara. Shenemar Elakai Ekra Yoimam, I'll call out to you by day. V'Loi Sa'aneh, V'Layla V'Loi Dumili. So we learn that from there. It means that day and by night you should do the Megillah. Savar Mina, the Mikre V'Layla, to read it at night, or the Misna Masnita Dida B'Yamama. And to learn the Mishnayis of Megillah by day. Amalu Rabbi Yirmiyah, the D Mifashali Minei, the B'Chia B'Ab, no. Gand Amri Inchi, Evar Pashasa, do, I'll go over the Pasha, V'Esme, and I'll learn it, and I'll chazer it. So L'Shanoisa can mean two meanings. L'Shanoisa can mean to learn the Mishnayis, and L'Shanoisa can also mean to repeat it, to chazer it. So the word comes out at the end, what it means is you should learn it at night, and you should chazer it again in the morning. Omen Abchelbei, Omen Ula Bira, Chayiv Adam Likas Sam Megillah B'Layla, V'Lashanoisa B'Yoyim, and it brings another pasuk, Shenemar, the man is a Mercha Chavod V'Lo Yidoim, Hashem Elakai V'Oila V'Decha. So Rashi says, the man is Mercha Chavod B'Yoyim, V'Lo Yidoim, you will keep quiet B'Layla at night. So we learn that from here that you have to learn the Megillah at night and again by day. So most mitzvahs hayom that we have, Pesach, Sukkot, Chanukah, we know the mitzvahs hayom you do it once. You eat matzah, the chiv to eat matzah is once, first night of Pesach. Sukkot, the chiv to sit in the sukkah is the first night. Shofar, you blow it by day. Lulav you take by day. You don't find a mitzvah that you do it at night and you repeat the same mitzvah again by day. The only mitzvah they have like that is Kriyas HaMegillah.
Suda Shabbos.
Huh?
We have Suda Shabbos.
Suda Shabbos. No, repeating it, yeah, okay. Suda Shabbos is 3 Sudas on Shabbos, okay? Okay. So you have Kriyas HaMegillah is a mitzvah to learn the Megillah at night and to read it again by day. So Taisa says, Chayiv Adam Likas Sam Megillah B'Layla V'Shanoisa B'Yoyim, Oimeri, Ta'afagav the Mevarech Zman B'Layla, even though you make Zman, say Shechianu V'Kimonu V'Giyanu L'Zman Hazeh, you say it at night. Still, Chayzir U'Mevarech Oisa B'Yoyim, you make a Shechianu again by day. That's what Taisa says. Huh?
Not if you're Spartan.
I'll get there. That's what Taisa says. Taisa says that you make a Zman at night, you make a Shechianu at night, and in the morning, again, you make a Shechianu when you lay in the Megillah a second time. Which is a very interesting Taisa. The Rambam Taka Paskins, that you don't make a Shechianu again by day. Because once you Mekayim the mitzvah, once, so you Mekayim it. Shechianu means you make a Shechianu, something that happens from time to time. So you Mekayim the mitzvah at night, so why should you make a Shechianu again by day? Well, we make a Shechianu, let's say on Shofar, we make 2 Shechianus, one the first day, the second day, or Matzah. The Yitzchut is a Sveka Diyema. So you're not sure you're Mekayim the mitzvah the first night. So therefore the second night, we'll make a Shechianu again. But, if you're Mekayim the mitzvah, Leil, Purim, you're Mekayim the mitzvah of Kriyas Megillah, why should you have to make a Shechianu again by day? Tais doesn't explain it really, we'll see what Tais says in a second. The Rambam says you make a Shechianu at night and you don't make a Shechianu again in the morning. So that's where it's found in Taka Paskin. It's found in Paskin like the Rambam. In the Shulchan Aruch it says HaKodesh HaMegillah Mevorech L'fonea Shlosh Brachos Al Mikra Megillah V'She'asa Nisim V'She'chianu U'Bayayim and by day Einoi Chayzir U'Mevorech Shechianu. The Mechaber Paskins by day you don't go ahead and say Shechianu a second time because there's no reason why you should make another Shechianu. V'yesh Omrim, says the Ramah, Da'af b'yoim mevarach shechiyanu. V'chein noyagin v'chol medinas elu, in all medinas Ashkenaz, the minig was to make a shechiyanu again by day because of this license. And the obvious question is, why do you make a second shechiyanu by day? So Taisa says over here a few words. The Africa after mevarach zman balayla, choyzim mevarach oise b'yoim. Why? The ikar besume nisa hava b'kriya diyimama. The main Pirsim Hanes is in the morning. The main Pirsim Hanes of Kriyas Megillah is in the morning. V'kron nami mashma. The pasuk was also mashma like that. T'chsiv v'layla v'loy dumili. Kloimer afagav shekari b'yoyim. Even though you lay in it by day, chayiv l'kreis b'layla. You also have a chiv to lay in it the night before. V'ha'ikar hava b'yimama. The main Kriyas HaMegillah says when? Is daytime. That's the main Kriyas HaMegillah. For some reason the world switches it around. At night is they make a big thing about Kriyas HaMegillah, and in the morning
It's 1, 2, 3.
it's 1, 2, 3. It's the opposite.
I get to work.
The day is the more important Kriyas HaMegillah. I will see soon in a second. Some Achayim hold that it's more than just the Ikar Mitzvah. V'gam Ikar Asudi b'yimamahu. The main Sudas Hayoyim is by day. Kedamar l'kamon. The machla v'layla lo yotzi yedei chavosai. If you ate at night, you were in yotzi yechir. V'achana mashma l'siv the skar v'nasim. Iskish l'chir l'asiya. V'makish l'chir, which is the Kriyas HaMegillah, to the asiya, the mitzvah yem of the Suda. So basically, what Taisa is saying here is that the main Kriyas HaMegillah is by day. If someone has a choice, he can't hear both of them. Well, let's say with a minion, let's say. He has a choice which one to pick a minion for. He has to travel, let's say. He's not going to be able to hear Kriyas HaMegillah with a minion. And either he's going to travel at night, or he's going to travel in the morning. He has a choice. The obvious thing should be, I mean, most people think you go at night. How can you miss Megillah at night? But it's not that way. He should travel rather at night and have a minion for Kriyas HaMegillah in the morning. Because the Ikar Kriyas HaMegillah is b'yoyim.
But you're not supposed to travel at night.
Yeah, yes. Probably not
At least not alone.
Huh?
At least not alone.
It's not alone, yeah. Of today's days that applies, traveling at night. But, so, and the same thing with Sudas Hayom. Sudas Hayom of Purim is the main Sudas by day. At night, so it says here, Marbek Tzas Suda, but the main Suda is Sudas Hayom. That's what Taisa says. Some of the Achrayim, Turi Even especially, takes it even a step further. Turi Even says that the Kriyas HaMegillah by day is a mitzvah medivrei Kabbalah. Now we know there's different levels of mitzvahs. There's mitzvahs deiraisis, there's mitzvahs derabanan. Megillah is known as one of the mitzvahs derabanan. And it's something called mitzvah ayidei divrei Kabbalah. We learn it out from Kabbalah. We learn it out from Nach, not from Torah, but from Nevi'im Uksuvim. Where do we know Kriyas HaMegillah by day? The pasuk learns it out. L'mayis machachavad v'lo yidayim. We learn it out from a pasuk in Ksuvim, pasuk in Tehillim. So says the Turei Even that Kriyas HaMegillah by day is a mitzvah medivrei Kabbalah. Kriyas HaMegillah at night is a d'Rabbanan ba'alma. It's a regular mitzvah d'Rabbanan. Says the Turei Even that's why you can make a shechiyanu a second time. Because you lay the Megillah at night. What chiv did you fulfill? Fulfill the chiv d'Rabbanan. By day, when you lay the Megillah a second time by day, what chiv are you fulfilling now? Not the same mitzvah you had the night before. Last night was a mitzvah d'Rabbanan. What's today in the morning? Now in the morning is a mitzvah of divrei Kabbalah. It's a whole different mitzvah. It's a higher level of a mitzvah than the Rabbanan. Since it has a din like a whole new mitzvah, therefore says the Turei Even that you can make a new shechiyanu on the Kriyas HaMegillah by day. That's what Turei Even says. Yeah, I mean, even Taisa says the ikar have to be a mama. The main thing is by day. But for the same exact mitzvah by day and by night, it's still a little schwer. Why can you make a new shechiyanu? You don't find that you make a shechiyanu one right after the next. By night and by day, make a second shechiyanu. So the Turei Even is bothered by this, and therefore he says it's two different mitzvahs. One's a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, and one's a mitzvah d'Divrei Kabbalah. A mitzvah d'Divrei Kabbalah, then you could say a new shechiyanu on that mitzvah.
What's that mitzvah d'Rabbanan?
Chanukah, Eruvin, Shabbos. Yeah. It's a bunch of mitzvahs that are
Is there anything else that we learned that has the din of Kabbalah?
Mitzvahs Kabbalah?
Yeah. And besides this?
There's one other thing maybe which is a Shana Rabbah. In the Nevi'im Haim, it could be it's called a mitzvah pi Kabbalah.
And that's higher than the Rabbanan?
Yeah. Because it's learned out from the Nevi'im Ksuvim. It's more than a mitzvah Rabbanan.
It's interesting that in the Gemara that you learned with us, it seems like the Havamina is that the main thing is at night.
Right, right. So the Gemara starts off saying the main thing is at night, and then you learn the Mishnayos of Megillah by day. The Gemara says no, what it means is you repeat it by day. The Gemara is mashma that whatever you had at night, you're repeating that by day. That means the main thing is at night. Tosfos doesn't learn that way. Tosfos learns the Gemara that the main thing is by day. And the business is where you're from the Sudas Purim Umakish Zechira La'asiyah that the main thing is by day.
That's an interesting word that they use. They don't say Rikro, right? It says Lashon. Right?
Yeah, the Lashon means to repeat it. Yeah. You're right. When you read the Gemara itself, the Gemara is mashma. The main Kriyas HaMegillah is at night. That's mashma of the Gemara. I'm not going to deny that. But you look at Tosfos and the Rishonim, they say, even the Rambam, who argues on Tosfos, and says you don't make a new bracha by day, I don't know if he argues that the main Kriyas HaMegillah is not by day. He doesn't say that. That will learn out because the Makkah is the Chira La'asiyah. The same with Asiyah, the mitzvahs Hayom are all by day. So the Chira, which is the Kriyas HaMegillah, is also the main thing is by day. Mitzvahs Hayom meaning Sudas Purim. It says when we say Shechiyanu by day, yeah, V'nochayin, when we say Shechiyanu by day, and this, I don't know why, but there's a lot of people that make this mistake. And we know in the morning when you make the Shechiyanu, Kriyas HaMegillah, a lot of places give a clap and they say have in mind to be Yaitah with the Shechiyanu for the Mitzvahs Hayom. Shleich Monas and Sudas Purim. We'll get to the Mitzvahs Hayom in a second. But in Loch it says brought down when you make the Shechiyanu by day, you should also have in mind Am Shleich Monas and Sudas Purim Shehem Gam Kein Mitzvahs. So it's good to tell people they should remember it. They should have in mind by Shechiyanu to be Yaitah the Mitzvahs Hayom. Some people say, you know why we do that? Because they made Shechiyanu the night before. You can't make another Shechiyanu by day. So what's Shechiyanu by day? It's really going in the Mitzvahs Hayom. We do it by the Megillah, but it's really going in the Mitzvahs Hayom. But it's not that way.
So based on that, then it's a Shachmanas and Sudas Hayom if you Kabbalah as well. Then if you're going to term that the Shechiyanu is have in mind.
No, Shechiyanu is got a few things together, even though some is Kabbalah and some is the Rabbanon.
Wait, so what's the mistake that
but it's not the reason why we renounce it. Shechiyanu by day is because you have to make Shechiyanu by day. It's a chiv.
Even on the Megillah.
But they should say
on the Megillah.
It's the Megillah and otherwise,
what is Father do by Shechiyanu by day?
your Suda and
nothing. So what do I do by Shleich Monas and you have a mind by night?
I mean, I never heard that you needed a Shechiyanu to give Shlach Manas. I guess you'd have it in mind.
You have the night before. Yeah. It's interesting because
the announcement's just wrong.
Huh?
The announcement's just worded wrong.
Yeah.
Then you don't keep in mind the Megillah.
You have to keep in mind the Megillah, yeah. The main Shechiyanu by day is going in the Megillah. Once you make a Shechiyanu in the Megillah, we don't make a Shechiyanu its own Shechiyanu for the other Mitzvahs Hayom. Therefore, when you say a Shechiyanu in the Megillah, have in mind other Mitzvahs Hayom. And it doesn't say here, it says here, in the Pesachim it says you should have in mind the Shechiyanu, to Shleich Monas and Sudas Purim. That's what it says. But there's 3 Mitzvahs Hayom that we know of, Purim by day. Shleich Monas, Tanas Lavyanim, and Sudas Purim. And the Pesachim
earlier?
What do you mean earlier?
Some people give it before.
You can't give it before Purim. Tanas Lavyanim, you have to give on Purim. But Tanas Lavyanim, you have to give on Purim. Now, if you don't have an Evyon on Purim, so either you send somebody else to give it, or Allah says, if you can't find an Evyon on Purim, at least set aside the money. This is for Evyonim, and then when you find the one, you'll give it to him. But it has to be done on the day of Purim. So I wanted to make a Shechiyanu. So I forgot from who, I remember I saw this tshuva, that the reason why we don't include in the Shechiyanu Mataras Lavyanim is because what's going to happen is, you have some Fruma people, and they say the Shechiyanu is going on Mataras Lavyanim also, so until I make the Shechiyanu, I can't give Mataras Lavyanim. that you're in shul and an ani comes to you before davening, and it says, he's posted the ad, and you say, oh, it's like I didn't make shachayanu yet. I can't give you. But come to me after davening. So therefore, when they said you should make a shachayanu on Matanas of a mitzvah sayim, they did not include Matanas Lav Yonim. So Matanas Lav Yonim, it's kedai to do even before davening, before they say shachayanu. This is why you don't have any problem. People are going to hold back from giving Matanas Lav Yonim because they didn't make the shachayanu yet.
The problem that the ani takes the money and goes buys cigarettes or something that's not like the Purim, that shachayim is not. If you had in mind the shachayim. No, it doesn't make a difference. If the ani, he needs the money, and they give him enough as a matana, then it doesn't make a difference what he does with the money. Yeah, unfortunately, in a way it's very hard to find an Evyan today, but in a way there's plenty of Evyanim today. And the question is, what's together an Evyan today? Someone who has many
Day box, right?
What?
Day box, right?
Yeah. I'm saying a lot of people.
I could be driving a Lincoln Continental.
Right. A lot of people have, but they have chayvus. Then is that called an ani? That's the. But even after everything is said and done, right?
It's called tuition.
Tuition, yeah. Even after everything is said and done, there's plenty of aniyim.
Rabbi, is it proper if a person can only hear it once, that he skips over the night? Like, are you allowed to pass over a mitzvah to say, I'm going to do it in the morning, if you only have the option?
A mitzvah like what?
Like if you can only hear it once. You gave the example of a guy
Mikra Megillah.
And he had a choice. Yeah, Mikra Megillah.
Yeah, if he has a choice.
To pass over an opportunity to do a mitzvah.
You want to say you should do it at night because mitzvah bol yodat
next day. I mean,
that's interesting. That's an interesting question. So I said before, someone has a choice. For night or by day, you should rather do it by day because that's Eker mitzvah. On the other side, they have a different svara. That once you have it, mitzvah abal yodat mitzvah. I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't know.
Usually we say take it. We talked about the guy in jail coming out. He only did it one day, and should he fast on Yom Kippur? Should he fast
those are all mitzvahs deraisas. Here, I have a choice. If I'm going to do the mitzvah derabbanan now, I'm not going to be able to do mitzvahs Kabbalah tomorrow. I'm trying to remember if they speak about that. If someone could do a mitzvah derabbanan right now, but if he doesn't do it, he'll be able to do a mitzvah deraisa. What should he do? I have to check it out. That's his question here. So one's the Rabbana, one's Kabbalah. I'm not sure. Maybe you're right. Maybe since he could do whatever he could do now, even though it's only the Rabbanon, and Kozra is going to avoid doing the Raisa, maybe he should still do it now. I'll have to check that out. So that's the Matanis. So that's why we don't say Shechiyanu for in the morning. We don't have a more Matanis Lav Yonim because then you may hold yourself back from giving Matanis Lav Yonim. The rest of the things you're not worried about. Mashlayach Monas to this Purim, you're not worried about because you could do it later on. But Matanis Lav Yonim, we're worried that everyone's going to come to you and you're not going to give him. But we don't know today who's an Evian. They say it's almost Purim, so we can say a joke. They say a story that a guy, someone found his friend, Purim morning is all excited. He said, "Well, you're so happy about it. So I'm telling you, I found an ani that, according to everybody, totally doing. This person's a real ani. He has nothing, really has nothing." His friend says to him, "Okay, so tell me who it is. I just want to be the mitzvah of Matanis Lav Yonim." So he says back to him, "I can't tell you. Why not? Because I need him for next year." Yeah, when it comes time to doing these type of mitzvahs, we don't have from a cheshbonis. People ask the Rav who's giving them time to make sure he's taka real ani. It's plenty of aniyim out there that need it. Okay, so that's the difference between Kriyas Megillah by day and Kriyas Megillah by night, and mitzvah sayayim, the main mitzvah is by day. But Matanis Lav Yonim at night, it's not going to have a kind of the mitzvah. It has to be done by day. If you have an Evian coming to you at night, then you can say you want to give it to him in the morning. Come back to it tomorrow. I want to be kind of the mitzvah. Then maybe you could do. But in the morning before the Shechiyanu,
he uses it in the morning.
Yeah, but you have to give it by day. Matanis Lav Yonim is a mitzvah sayayim.
You tell him to use it in the day.
Yeah, but you didn't give it to him by day. Matanis Lav Yonim is a mitzvah by day. And the truth is, if you have an honor comes to you at night, all you got to find is one Evyan after Shechayanu, and by day, all you got to find is two Evyanim. That's all you got to find. You don't have to find more than that. And there's another big difference between the way we just said the two Evyanim, if the Kriyas Megillah by night and the Kriyas Megillah by day. Is we know that there's a whole shaila about Noshim, ladies with Kriyas Megillah. What's ladies chiv in Kriyas Megillah? So the Gemara says they're also mechuyev she'af hein hayu b'oisei nes. They were also included in the nes of Purim, and therefore ladies are also mechuyev in Kriyas Megillah. What says Tosfos? Tosfos says that ladies can't be mighty men in Mikra Megillah. Yeah, v'chein pasko halachas v'daylis the isha matzia mina avaloi anoshim. Ladies can be mighty other ladies, but they can't be mighty men. That's what the Bahag says. And the Bahag brings it down as a yesh oimrim. A yesh oimrim that ladies can't be mighty men in Kriyas Megillah. V'yesh oimrim she'anoshim einem mighty says anoshim. Ladies can't be mighty men in Kriyas Megillah. The question is why not? If they're also mechuyev in the mitzvah, af heim hayu b'oisei nes, why can't they be included in the mitzvah? Why can't they be mighty anoshim? So the truth is, the Mishnah Berurah brings down a reason over here. V'yesh oimrim she'anoshim einem mitzias anoshim, v'ladamim l'ner Chanukah. It's not the same thing as ner Chanukah. The shani Megillah tavik my Kriyas HaTorah upsula b'fnei kavod hatzibur. Different reason. Ladies can't lane the Megillah be mighty men because of kavod hatzibur. Ladies are mighty men in Kriyas HaTorah. They're not mighty men in any mitzvahs. Mitzibur. And therefore, even a lady to one man shouldn't be mighty because of a light plug. That's what Mishnah Berurah brings down. The reason is ladies really could be mighty men. They're all mechuyev. Men and ladies are both mechuyev. Ladies can't do it with tzibur because of kavod hatzibur. Now, once they can't do it with tzibur, light plug, they can't even do it with yachid.
Even if you had a husband and wife and he can't lane it, then she can.
Yeah.
Yeah, still not.
She knows how to, but he has no idea how to.
Still not.
Can be Hebrew.
Still not. Light plug.
Still not.
Still not. Ladies can be mighty men.
So he's not mighty.
He's to get a different man.
What if you have a
He can read it.
or like he's bedridden or something?
So we'll see in a second. According to the Mishnah Berurah, that it says it's al kavod hatzibur, it's a light plug. So maybe b'shas atchat you could find a kula that a lady should be mighty a man. Maybe.
But it says kavod hatzibur, which is a plural, which is
right. No, but then it says that filu yachid any mightiya, even a yachid that can't do it. That's light plug. We said the ladies can't be mighty men. Period. That's what Tosfos says. The Bahag says in Tosfos the ladies can't be mighty men. Period. He doesn't give the reason why. He says ladies can't be mighty men. That's all. He doesn't say why not. The Mishnah Berurah brings down a reason because of kavod hatzibur, and therefore even b'yachid because of a light plug. So if it's a light plug, you want to say b'shas atchat, you don't have the light plug. The question is, if we get around the light plug or not. Light plug means we made a shrei halacha without exceptions. The Turi Evan gives a different reason why. Turi Evan says, she'af hein hayu b'oisei nes doesn't give them the din of mitzvahs Kabbalah. That means we said before that men by day, at least by day, have a mitzvah medivrei Kabbalah to lane the Megillah. Af hein hayu b'oisei nes is the reason why the Rabbanan said the ladies should also lane the Megillah, but it's only midrabanan. It's not midaraisa. It's not even medivrei Kabbalah. Ladies have a din d'Rabbanan in Mikra Megillah by day, and men have a din of Kabbalah by day to lane the Megillah. So he says you have a d'Rabbanan, you have a Kabbalah. That's why ladies can't be mighty men. That's what Turi Evan says. If that's the case, give b'shas atchak. There's no way out. It doesn't work. The same way the Rabbanan can't be mighty d'Oraisa, or the Rabbanan can't be mighty d'Ivri Kabbalah. But what come out according to this is that at night, the Turi Evan says only the Rabbanan, so then they're equal. So it will come out according to this Turi Evan. That at night they'll both be equal. That's what will come out according to Rebbe, and I don't know if we can paskin like that. That said that at night ladies could be moitzi men, at least by one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the two differences, the reason why Nashim can't be moitzi men, either as by plug or because their mitzvah is only mitzvah d'Rabbanan.
The Turi Evan is a Rishon?
Huh?
Turi Evan is a Rishon?
No, Achron. Turi is Achron, yeah. Turi is Achron. Fine, so that's the machlekes about Nashim, and that'll be different if it's the Rabbanan or if it's the Kabbalah. Now, the fact that he says that B'tzibur, Nashim can't be moitzi other people, Kriyas Torah is B'tzibur, he doesn't say, and even though it's a din like Kriyas Torah, still, Nashim have a chiv like the Megillah. Some people want to say that the reason why Nashim can't be moitzi men is because the din of Kriyas Megillah is included in the mitzvah of Zecher HaMolek, and Nashim are mechuyev in Zecher HaMolek, and therefore they can't go and be moitzi men. We have to know what that means really, because they're in Afin HaYibais, and that says they have a chiv to learn the Megillah. They may not have a chiv for Pasha Zachar, but they have a chiv for Mikra Megillah. So you have to know what that pshat would mean. Pasha Zachar, we know that ladies are mechuyev in Pasha Zachar. So today already it became a big thing that ladies have a mitzvah to go to Pasha Zachar. Pasha Zachar is a Zman Grama, and Nashim are not mechuyev in Zman Gramas. So they're not mechuyev in Pasha Zachar. So they want to say therefore Kriyas Megillah also not, but it's very hard to say such a chiddush because the Gemara says Af Hein Hayibais Lenet. Fine. So that is the bracha of Shechiyanu by day, by night, and by day, and the chiluk between Nashim and Nashim and Kriyas Megillah. Now in the bracha itself, Shechiyanu, I'm going to share with you a word that I once saw, a very nice word from Shlomo Kluger, I think I saw it from. That he says that in the bracha of Shechiyanu, he says Shechiyanu v'kimonu v'giyanu lazman hazeh. First of all, you should know that the Mishnah Berurah paskins that the nusach of the bracha is lizman hazeh. Shechiyanu v'kimonu v'giyanu with a chirik, lizman hazeh. There's a machlekes about that, and most of the world today doesn't pass like the Mishnah Berurah. We pass and say lazman hazeh with a pasach. But there's a lot of people that say lizman because Mishnah Berurah passes that way. But the words Shechiyanu v'kimonu v'giyanu lazman hazeh, there's three: the Shechiyanu v'kimonu v'giyanu lazman hazeh. What's the triple thing over here that we're saying? They all mean the same thing basically. Shechiyanu, that I left, v'kimonu, that I'm around, v'giyanu, I'm reached this time. What's the triple lashon of Shechiyanu v'kimonu v'giyanu lazman hazeh? So I saw from Shlomo Kluger once. He said like this. He says when the mitzvahs, when they make a Shechiyanu, the mitzvahs are mekayim once a year, and when it comes time to that mitzvah, you make a Shechiyanu before that mitzvah. Now there's three reasons why a person should not be able to be mekayim a mitzvah. One reason is a person is not alive anymore, so they can't be mekayim the mitzvah. Another reason is because he's not from anymore, he's not keeping with the Torah mitzvahs. So it's another reason why he would not be mekayim the mitzvahs. A third reason is because he can't afford it. It's a mitzvah, but he can't afford it, or he doesn't have a Megillah, he doesn't have a shofar. Those are three reasons why a person cannot be, will come to a matzav that he cannot be mekayim the mitzvah. So in that he says,
being too sick to do it. Is that in the getter of Shechiyanu? What do you mean? You're too sick to?
No, Shechiyanu is not alive.
Pardon me?
He's not alive. Person dies, he can't be mekayim the mitzvahs.
No. What if you're not dead? You're just too sick.
Maybe that'll be included in Shechiyanu.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see how it ties them all up.
Okay.
Then you can decide where sick falls into.
Okay.
So it says like this. It says Shechiyanu means that Hashem let us live. So we're thanking Him that we lived and we're able to mekayim the mitzvahs. V'kiyimanu is lashon of kiyim ha-mitzvahs. That I'm still interested to be mekayim the mitzvahs. V'kiyimanu. V'higiyanu, and we reached it. He says the lashon of that it's there and you just have to get to it. And you're able to do it. V'higiyanu, and you reached it. Mm-hmm. That it says includes either you couldn't do it because you couldn't afford it, or
finances,
or this type of thing is why you can't be mekayim mitzvah. So you have to know what sit goes into Shechianu or Vigianu. Maybe you can put it any of the two if you want. So that's to explain. So that's what it means. Shechianu, Vikimanu, Vigianu, Lazman Azer. We're thanking Hashem for those three things that could have stopped us from doing the mitzvahs, and Baruch Hashem, we can still do the mitzvahs. So you should that Shlomo Kluger. Fine, that's all in the din of Shechianu and the Kriyas HaMegillah. Now,
is there a difference that women maybe are mechuyev with Lishmoah as
yes,
opposed to Likro?
Correct. Shmuel says, "V'gam de'efshad isha ein chayeves b'kriya rak l'shmoya, v'chad l'kamei, u'mikri she'ein mechuyeves b'davar l'gabi ish who's mechuyev b'kriya." So it's the machlokes if Nashim have a din the Shmoya Megillah or they have a din Kriyas HaMegillah. According to that reason, even b'shas atchak, a lady cannot be mitzi a man. A lady cannot be mitzi a man.
They don't have the same level of chiv.
They have the same level of chiv, yeah. I was very disturbed this week. Someone showed me the invitation of bat mitzvah, and it said that Kriyas HaMegillah will take place whenever it's in Eretz Yisrael, and it'll be led by the bas mitzvah groom. And this is a from very, very modern, obviously, but from a Shemesh Shabbos people. And it said that it was, for me, it's self-invitation that the Kriyas HaMegillah would be for the men also.
Maybe they're having a separate opinion for the women.
Maybe. Maybe. But even women, even one lady, we spoke about this last year, I think. Even one lady, other ladies shouldn't be done.
I was just going to ask you. So if women have a gathering, they read the Megillah for themselves in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't matter what night or the morning. They.
Right.
I mean, they don't have the chiyuv anyways. You're saying. Right?
They have a chiyuv still.
You said maybe we should not.
No, they have it. No, they have it in the Rabbanon.
All right. So at night, but during the day, if they have.
But they also the same thing. Ladies should not have gatherings. The one should lay in the Megillah for the others. It does happen. No, I mean, there's a I think we spoke about this once.
But by that, maybe they only have one chiyuv.
What? Oh, ladies?
They don't make the Kabbalah.
No, they don't have. They have the chiyuv that Rabbanan they have.
They still have.
Even if the Kabbalah.
No, when we have the Kabbalah, they have it in the Rabbanan.
Even during the day.
Even during the day. What? They can make Shechianu, yeah. Ladies could be Mekayim mitzvahs and make a Shechianu on it. They don't have to. They could.
Is the problem with women in a gathering doing the Megillah the same problem as like doing Kriyas HaTorah?
What, the ladies?
For just women alone. A minyan for women alone.
No, a minyan for women alone, Kriyas HaTorah. The ladies are laning, is laning, or a man's laning for ladies?
Ladies are laning?
No, they can't.
You can't do that.
They can't do that.
They can't be yotzei with that.
Huh?
They can't be yotzei with that.
What?
The ladies laning for ladies, where there's minyanim to go to with the men?
It should be, for sure not.
No, they can't be yotzei.
They can't?
They cannot.
They cannot.
No.
Never in New York there was a minyan like that.
Have ladies laning for other ladies?
Lincoln Square, Rabbi Riskin's shul.
Yeah?
Had a ladies minyan on Shabbos.
It's a first shot scene. It says that one lady is allowed to be moitzi a different lady. One lady did him Megillah. One lady can be moitzi a different lady. Aval noshim rabbis ein ha'isha moitzir. To a bunch of ladies, one lady can't be moitzi a bunch of ladies.
Why not?
So he says because zil and milsa. It's making a zelusa from the mitzvah. Because it's a taisvis. Carbon asal b'shem taisvis. We're showing him. Taisvis is a mission. Taisvis the one lady is not allowed to be moitzi other ladies. So I'm not sure where the heter would come from. It says because zelusa milsa. Taisvis says.
Like putting down
cheapens.
the mitzvah.
Yeah, cheapens the mitzvah. You could say
Tosfos' mothers put on tefillin.
They could put on tefillin. That's something else. But this is tzibur. It's something else. Yeah. I mean, you said that what he was a feminist. They see they put on tefillin. His mother put on tefillin. Yeah. But that's a shayat tzir. So I don't know where it would come from. I spoke about this last also. I was very surprised to hear such a thing. That doesn't mean the ladies are mighty other ladies. There's no makar to it. It's a shayat that say not. So I'm not sure where it comes from. But definitely for ladies to be mighty men, that's for sure you can have. Yeah, that's for sure you can have. That's the first of Machaber.
Yeah.
Ladies can't be mighty men. This is only a Sharatzin you brought down from a Taisus, but it's still Taisus.
Can I ask a funny question?
Yeah.
Is there a difference between a Rishon that says something and another Rishon that says something and gives a reason?
When how you paskin?
Right. Is there more weight? If there is a reason? Or
no, the way we paskin.
Or if a Rishon said, doesn't matter if you gave a reason or didn't give a reason,
doesn't make a
it's the
difference.
same weight.
Same weight. When Rishon says something, even without a reason, I'm saying we pass like that Rishon. I'm saying the place can bring it down.
That's a good question.
Not every time a Rishon says something, we pass like that. Because if you have to come now and find a Rishon that says something, and we know that we pass not like that, so that's the question. We don't pass that way.
Yeah, but the Rav just said, we have a Rishon that said
Yeah. The
so
price could bring down.
That's enough.
Yeah, the price could bring down this Rishon. If I would myself go pick up a Taisa somewhere that says something, I don't know. Maybe not. But if the price could bring it down, we have to go with it. We have to go with it. And it doesn't make a difference if it says a reason or doesn't say a reason. And more than that, if we see a Taisa that says something, or a Rishon that says something, and we have no reason to believe that it's not that way, and we don't see in halacha the opposite, then you can't go argue on a Rishon. Whether it gives a reason or not, you can't go argue on a Rishon. Taisa says something, you have to go with it. If the Paiskim say differently, so then you go with the Paiskim. But if Taisa says something, and it's the first time you saw anything about this thing, you found Taisa that says something, and none of the Paiskim speak about it. To go against that Rishon is very hard. You can't do that. To go against the Rishon. But for sure, if the Rishon and the Paiskim bring it down, to go against it is, you have to have broad shoulders to do that. You have to go against the Rishon is very, very, very hard. I'm not sure where it comes from. I don't know. Maybe if you see in which place they're doing it and who the rabbi is, maybe you can ask them. But maybe you should stop them. Probably should stop them because any Paisik, any person who learns halacha knows befurish that a lady to mitzi other ladies should not be done. That's what by Kiddush have a lot of times also.
And create the Torah?
Sure not. Of course not. Yeah, lady to mitzi other ladies create the Torah should not be done.
So by Kiddush?
By Kiddush also. By Kiddush is a big question. We know by Kiddush, when you have a Kiddush, you're always looking for a man to go make a Kiddush for the ladies. Why? Let a lady go make a Kiddush for the ladies. When they have to go finding a man to make Kiddush for the ladies, they don't know how to read. They know how to read. Why are we always looking for a man to make Kiddush for the ladies? The answer is because ladies should not be mitzi a bunch of other ladies in Kiddush.
How about one other lady?
One other lady is fine. One other lady we say is fine. But a bunch, to make a loud Kiddush, a bunch of other ladies should not be done. And we all know growing up that we always looked for a man to make Kiddush for the ladies. And it wasn't because ladies didn't know how to make Kiddush. It's because one lady is not mitzi a bunch of other ladies b'tzibur. That's the halacha. Are we out of time? Or
We're out of time.
Oh.